The MV Maersk Alabama is not a warship, not a luxury liner, and not a cruise giant. It's a container ship, built for one purpose: moving cargo efficiently across oceans. But sometimes, ordinary machines become legendary because of extraordinary events. Built in 1998, the Maersk Alabama was designed as a high-capacity container vessel, stretching over 500 feet long and capable of carrying thousands of tons of supplies. What made this ship especially important was its role in delivering humanitarian aid and commercial cargo to East Africa and the Middle East. It sailed under the U.S. flag and was operated by an American company, which already made it a rare and high-profile target in dangerous waters. In the early 2000s, piracy off the coast of Somalia was reaching alarming levels. Armed pirate groups were hijacking ships, demanding multi-million-dollar ransoms, and holding crews hostage for months. Shipping companies knew the risks, but global trade could not stop. Routes near the Horn of Africa remained active because they were critical to international logistics. The Maersk Alabama regularly traveled these routes, and the crew was trained in anti-piracy procedures, but no training can fully prepare you for the real thing. On April 8, 2009, the Maersk Alabama was traveling about 240 nautical miles southeast of the Somali coast, carrying relief supplies bound for Kenya. The weather was clear, visibility was strong, and everything seemed routine. Then radar picked up something unusual: two small skiffs moving fast toward the ship. At first, it could have been fishing boats, but their speed and direction told a different story. Captain Richard Phillips and his crew quickly recognized the threat: pirates. The crew immediately began anti-piracy maneuvers. They increased speed, activated fire hoses, and attempted evasive steering to create heavy wake waves that make boarding difficult. Emergency calls were sent out. But the pirates were determined. Armed with rifles and ladders, they managed to reach the hull and climb aboard, making Maersk Alabama the first U.S.-flagged cargo ship hijacked in over 200 years. Think about that, 2 centuries without such an incident, and now history was being rewritten in real time. What happened next was not simple surrender. The crew of the Maersk Alabama fought back using training, coordination, and courage. Instead of panicking, they executed a plan. They shut down the engines, disabled control systems, and retreated to secure areas of the ship, making it nearly impossible for the pirates to take command. The pirates expected quick control. Instead, they found a dark, silent, incooperative vessel. The crew even managed to capture one of the pirates during the chaos, shifting the power balance. Negotiations followed inside the ship. The pirates grew frustrated. Without engine control and surrounded by hidden crew members, their leverage was slipping. Eventually, they agreed to leave the ship, but with one condition: they would take Captain Phillips with them as a hostage. In a tense exchange, Phillips was forced into the ship's lifeboat along with 4 pirates. The Maersk Alabama was freed, but the crisis was far from over. Now the situation moved from piracy to international hostage standoff. The enclosed orange lifeboat drifted in the Indian Ocean heat, carrying Captain Phillips and the armed hijackers. The U.S. Navy quickly deployed forces to the area. Destroyers and surveillance aircraft arrived. Drones monitored movement. Elite Navy SEAL snipers were flown in. The world media began covering every development, and millions followed the story minute by minute. Inside the lifeboat, conditions were brutal. Extreme heat, limited space, high tension, and growing desperation created a dangerous environment. Captain Phillips reportedly tried to negotiate, reason, and even escape at one point by jumping into the water, but he was quickly recaptured. Time was critical. Negotiators attempted peaceful resolution, but the pirates became increasingly unstable as they realized their escape chances were shrinking. After several days of standoff, the moment of decision came. Navy SEAL snipers positioned themselves on the USS Bainbridge, tracking the lifeboat with precision. They waited for the exact right moment, when all 3 visible pirates were simultaneously in clear line of sight and Captain Phillips was in immediate danger. In a perfectly synchronized operation, 3 shots were fired almost at the same instant. All 3 pirates were neutralized immediately. Captain Phillips was rescued alive. It was one of the most precise and dramatic rescue operations ever conducted at sea. The surviving pirate, who had boarded the Bainbridge earlier for negotiations, was taken into U.S. custody and later prosecuted. The rescue became global headline news. It demonstrated a zero-tolerance approach to piracy and showcased the speed and capability of modern naval special forces. The story later inspired books and a major Hollywood film, bringing the Marsk, Alabama incident into popular culture worldwide. But the impact went far beyond one rescue. After this event, global shipping companies significantly upgraded their anti-piracy strategies. Ships began using armed security teams, advanced radar monitoring, hardened safe rooms called citadels, and new routing protocols to avoid high-risk areas. International naval patrols increased. Cooperation between navies expanded. The Marsk, Alabama incident became a turning point in maritime security policy. Interestingly, the ship itself continued operating after the incident. Despite its dramatic history, it returned to service and kept transporting cargo. Over time, it was renamed, but its legacy remained. Among sailors and shipping professionals, the name Marsk, Alabama became symbolic of both danger and resilience at sea. It proved that trained crews and quick thinking can change outcomes even in life-threatening situations. There has also been debate and controversy over certain details of the incident. Some crew members later claimed the situation was more complex than initially reported, including concerns about route decisions and risk warnings. These discussions added another layer to the story, reminding everyone that real-world crises are rarely as simple as movie versions. Still, the bravery of the crew and the precision of the rescue operation remain widely respected. From a technical perspective, container ships like the Marsk, Alabama are engineering marvels, floating logistics platforms that keep global trade alive. They operate with relatively small crews compared to their size, rely heavily on automation, and follow tight schedules across thousands of miles. That combination of value, visibility, and limited onboard personnel is exactly why pirates targeted them. Today, thanks to lessons learned from incidents like this, ships are far better protected. What makes this story so powerful is that it combines technology, human courage, global politics, and military precision, all centered around a working cargo vessel doing its job. No weapons systems, no armor plating, just training, teamwork, and determination under pressure. It reminds us that even in the modern satellite-tracked world, the oceans remain unpredictable and sometimes dangerous. And that's why here on Auto Trend USA, we don't just talk about machines, we tell the real stories behind them. Because sometimes a cargo ship becomes a legend, sometimes a routine voyage becomes history, and sometimes ordinary. Professionals become heroes when it matters most.